Hello to the team at Specialty Plumbing and Services. My name's Jeff Bradley, and I work with businesses to get their websites ranked higher in Google search. And I wanted to make you this quick video, show you a couple of really simple things you can do to the homepage of your website that will greatly improve your Google ranking and multiply your monthly revenue. And I'm going to show you some numbers and metrics from 3 of your top competitors in your area to show you why they are currently outranking you and what needs to be done for you to close that gap so you can beat them in the rankings. So first, I checked your ranking, and using the search words plumbers in Bellingham, Washington, I found that you are not on page 1. In fact, I looked all the way past page 10, couldn't find you anywhere. So we need to get you bumped up onto page 1, because according to Google, 92% of everyone that looks on Google searches on Google, they never look past page 1, which means that these businesses that are on page 1 now are capturing 92% of all new business in your area. So we need to get you bumped up in the rankings and ultimately onto page 1, which will multiply times 10 at least the number of people who will see you. And when you get up to the top of page 1, that's going to triple or quadruple your monthly revenue. That's how powerful it is to be where all your future customers are, which is here on page 1. So here's what we can do to get you headed in that direction. So the first thing that Google looks at when trying to rank you is your title tag. Now these blue lines of text are all title tags. The title tag tells Google what it is that you want to rank for, and it's actually telling Google that these are the very search words or keywords that you want people to use to find you with. Now, let's go back to your website. Here's your home page, and if I open up this scanning tool, analyze your home page, we'll find that your title tag currently is Specialty Plumbing and Services. Now, this is telling Google that these are the search words that you want people to use to find you with. But the problem here is that nobody searching for your services would even know to use your business's name in their search. And they would never type in these words in their search. So let me show you how critically important this is to get this right. If I copy your title tag as it is, open up a new tab and paste it into the search bar, paste and go, watch what happens. In my new search, boom, you are the first business I see on page 1. You're on top of page 1 of my new search. That's how critically important it is to get that title tag dialed in. Now, there is a format to creating your title tag that Google wants you to have. And here is the format. It's reading from left to right. It's keyword dash location dash business name. So, in this case, if we were to optimize your home page for the generic umbrella search word plumbers, your title tag needs to be plumbers dash Bellingham, Washington dash Specialty Plumbing and Services. Now, the second thing that Google wants to see is your H1. Now, the H1 is a line of text that's on your website that matches precisely what your title tag is. So we come down here and we find out that currently you don't have an H1. You've got an H2, you've got some H3s and some H4s. These serve different purposes in the eyes of Google. The H1 is what Google looks for, and currently you don't have one. The H1 needs to match precisely what your title tag is, and there needs to be a one-to-one match. And when there is, it creates a crystal clear channel of communication between your website and Google's algorithm. Now, Google knows precisely what your website wants to rank for, and Google knows who to direct to you in a search. Right now, as it is, Google is confused. It doesn't know what you want to rank for. It doesn't know who to direct to you in a search. And when that happens, Google will red flag your website and demote you, or at the very least, hold you back from rising up in the rankings. And in addition to that, what we would then do is we would create a separate page for each one of your services. For example, in your menu, there would be a drop-down menu, and all of your services would be listed. And each one of those services would have its own separate page. And each one of those pages would be like its own individual little website. It would have its own title tag, and it would have its own matching H1. That way, Google will know what each one of your pages is about, what each service is that you want to rank for, and Google will know who to direct to each one of those pages in a search. And we can begin to drive traffic to each one of those individual pages, as well as your home page. Now, you're having traffic flooded into your website for all different kind of searches, for all the different services that you offer. So all of this is called website optimization, and it accounts for about 50% of your ranking power. Now the other 50% is in what we call backlink profile. And you probably know what backlinks are. It's when an outside website links to you. And when that happens, whatever ranking power that outside website has, some of that ranking power is linking back to you in a search. And I took a look at the backlink profiles of your competitors. Competitor number 1 in your area is Baron Heating. They're on page 1 for plumbing in Bellingham. They have a domain rating of 27. This is on a scale from 0 to 100. Now, most businesses that are on page 1 are going to have a domain rating in the 20s, 30s, 40s, sometimes higher, depending on the population level of your area. But remember, in order to be on page 1, you don't have to have the greatest website in the world. You only have to be a little bit better than those businesses that are currently on page 1. Even if they have crappy websites, if they're better than everybody else's in your area, then they're going to end up on page 1. So that's what's going on here. Baron Heating has no backlinks at all. They're not getting any ranking power from any outside source. They're relying strictly on how well their website is optimized. And it's good enough to get onto page 1. And they have a domain rating of 27. Your competitor number 2 is Gary's Plumbing. They have a domain rating of 19. Competitor number 3, Favinger Plumbing, domain rating of 8. Competitor number 4 on page 1 is Sullivan Plumbing. They have a domain rating of 2.7. And your domain rating, Specialty Plumbing and Services, is 0, which means we've got some work to do. But here's what I wanted to point out to you. These businesses that are on page 1 right now, Baron Heating, Gary's Plumbing, Favinger Plumbing, Sullivan Plumbing, they are not that far out of your reach. In fact, they are not out of reach of you capturing and overtaking them in the rankings. All we need to do is get your website optimized properly and begin a backlink campaign, building backlinks for you. You only have 2, because when your website is linking to outside quality websites that, in the eyes of Google, have they're high quality, they have high ranking power, they have good authority, they're trusted by Google, their ranking power is going to flow back to you, and your domain rating is going to rise. And it doesn't have that far to go to catch up with and pass the other businesses that are on page 1. So I know this is a lot to throw you all at once, and if you'd like to know more about all of this, I'd be happy to answer all your questions. This is what I do. I get businesses ranked onto page 1 of Google and ultimately into the top spots that capture all the business. So just reply back and let's have a quick chat about it. Be happy to answer all your questions, and hope to talk to you very soon. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.